bench added right to that varsity strength, and that was a big factor in turning this around.
Okay, Tim, earlier on the night, I spoke with the Hazleton area Cougar coach, Bruce Leib. I'm with Hazleton area coach, Bruce Leib. Coach, you're coming into Coughlin tonight on an 8-game winning streak. You've beaten such teams as Pocono Mountain, Parkland, Berwick, Crestwood, who's caused some havoc in the Division I of the Wyoming Valley Conference, and Altoona. Why would you play in Altoona during your bye week in the midst of your Wyoming Valley Conference schedule?
Maybe we should have been scouting Coughlin. Well, I've always felt, Marty, that we should play the best competition we could play for the kids. Altoona's a real nice 4A opponent. We're going to continue to play them home and away, and that's been our philosophy.
Now, Coach, when you first opened Hazleton Area High School, you came with a freshman point guard named Terry Kringy. 4 years he graduated, then Jeff Rush did a fantastic job at point guard. Now you got Nathan Mariano. Coming near the end of the first half, how would you rate Nathan's progress so far?
Nathan's a real fine point guard. He's very unselfish. He plays very good defense. You know, you got to stop all comparisons when you start with Terry, so that's unfair. But, you know, he's doing a real good job. I'd like him to score a little bit more, but he can score. They let him go in the one game a couple weeks ago, and he had 13 in the first half. But he's a great kid, plays good defense, plays solid. I need him to penetrate a little bit more.
Okay, Coach, Coughlin, they've won the first half already of the Wyoming Valley Conference, but what would a win or a loss do tonight going into the second half Saturday night against Nanticoke?
I think it's very important for us to play well up here and hopefully come away with the win, Marty. You know, if we play well and they beat us, then they outplayed us, that type of deal, because Coughlin has the first half, but certainly we're on a roll. We want to continue doing that. Plus, it's a 4A team for district, so that's very important. Berwick plays Nanticoke tonight. If we would drop this game, we'd have 3 losses. If Berwick wins, they'd have 3 losses, that type of deal. So does Valley West, and they beat us. So it's a key game for us for district seeding.
Okay, now they have 3 scorers in Boylan, Napcori, and McLaughlin. Where do you start in planning to defend them?
Well, Boylan's the key. He's, you know, the premier guard, point guard in the league, certainly. He can do it all. He handles it very well. He sees the floor extremely well. He has very quick hands on defense. People, I think, underrate his defense and, you know, sometimes overrate his offense, although it's tough to overrate his offense. But he's as good a defender as he is an offensive player. And so you start with him. You have to contain him. If you don't contain him, he causes problems all night. He then feeds Napcori, who drives the baseline or shoots, and also McLaughlin, who's a very good shooter. Mills clogs up the lane. They have a nice team.
Okay, and finally, what do you think are the keys to tonight's game?
Well, again, containing Boylan is a key. I mean, you know, we're not going to shut him out, but we got to contain him. I think we have to make him work to bring the ball up. We can't make it easy for him to penetrate man or matchup. And that is a big key, and also the boards. Those 2 things. Try to contain Boylan and out-rebound Coughlin on both ends.
Okay, Coach, good luck tonight.
Thanks a lot, Marty.
Okay, Tim, when we talk about the Coughlin Crusaders, teams like to compare Coughlin to Hazleton area. What are the similarities and differences between the 2 teams?
Well, they are similar in they both have underclassmen in the starting lineups. They both go to their benches. They're deep on their benches. They have the 6th, 7th, 8th man, and they play deliberate. They're dimensional. Not one person's an outstanding scorer. It's all spread around. Their differences are Hazleton area is a more deliberate type of a team. Pass the ball, take the good shot, where Coughlin is more of a run in your face and go get you type of team.
Okay, earlier on, Tim talked to Coughlin coach John Quinn.
With me is Coach Quinn. Coach, you've had many successful seasons here at Coughlin. This season, you've had great success, strong team. What are the strong points that have helped this team be so successful?
Well, I think a good work ethic. They're good kids. We have pretty good balance, and we have some experience. Even though we're young, we only have 2 seniors. We have quite a few kids that have, you know, that have played. I have 6 lettermen back, and we have a pretty good balance right now. And so far, so good.
How important has your bench been to this successful team?
Well, we've been playing 7 deep. It's been very successful for us so far. Joe Batchkowski, for instance, the other night against Pittston area, came in and did a great job for us. Had 10 points, and Marvin James is starting to really come into his own. So it's been nice to be at least 7 deep. And we've had a freshman by the name of Michael Aquino that gave us a lot of time earlier in the year, and a sophomore by the name of Brian Hooks that has given us some spot relief, and it's been nice to have a little bit more depth.
Makes it a little easier for you, Coach.
Right, obviously.
All right, now we're going up against a tough opponent tonight, Hazleton. What do you plan on doing? What do you think's the key to winning this ball game tonight?
Well, there's always different keys, and it's like any other ball game. You have to play good defense and rebound, and you have to execute. And I think tempo is always a big thing. Now, I know that Hazleton they play good defense, but their offense is really their defense. They hold the ball, and Bruce has been doing that for years. They're like Princeton. They'll hold the ball forever, and then they'll make. We figure they're averaging about 12 or 14 passes a possession, the way we're scouting them, and sometimes they'll do more than that, which is a sign of a well-coached team. Bruce does a nice job with his kids.
Well, good luck to you tonight, Coach.
Thank you. Okay.
Well, tonight's Hazleton area Coughlin game isn't the only game on WYLN this week. Coming up on Friday, it'll be Carbondale taking on Valley View. Saturday night, it'll be Nanacoke at Hazleton area. Both games will start at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And next Tuesday, live from Wyoming Valley West, it'll be our next edition of First Look, where I'll be joined once again by Tim Thompson, followed by the game at 8 o'clock, where Hazleton seeks revenge against the Spartans of Wyoming Valley West. But coming up next, live from Coughlin High School here in Wilkes-Barre, it'll be the Hazleton area Cougars and the Coughlin Crusaders. We'll send it over to Conio and Conio after these messages.
Of the first half for the Wyoming Valley Conference, and one of the marquee matchups in any year is the one that we have here in Wilkes-Barre, as John Quinn's Coughlin Crusaders, trying to go undefeated in the first half league play. They'll take on their rivals from Hazleton area. Hi everybody, glad you could join us for high school basketball here on WYLN. I'm Conio Costanzo, Conio Cianci. When we talk about this Hazleton area team, Cougars early on in their conference play struggled a little bit earlier. They lost road game at Nanacoke area, and then they lost a tough ball game at home against Wyoming Valley West. Michael Barletta, one of the 3 tri-captains, is really picking up his play as of late. He's obviously a key for Bruce Leib's team.
When you talk about Mike Barletta, you talk about a senior tri-captain averaging about 10 points per game. He's steady with the basketball. He's a good influence on the floor. He can shoot the threes. He can create off the dribble. I like the way he plays. It's a well-balanced team, and the guard play is solid. When you've got guard play like Barletta and Mariano and those type of players, you're going to be in a lot of basketball games.
Well, there's a pretty good guard playing for Coughlin. Might be the best player in the entire conference. His name is John Boylan. You get used to the name because we're going to be calling his name all night long. He's averaging over 20 points a game. This kid is something special.
You talk about Boylan, you talk about a total package player. Can shoot the threes, averaging 22 points per game. Create off the dribble, get shot opportunities for others. Get him on the foul line late in the game. You might as well put it in the bank. Quick hands defensively. He's as good a guard as I've seen in this league in a bunch of years.
He's very good, and this matchup is always a very good one as well. Hazleton area and Coughlin, and we're back here in Wilkes-Barre after this. Packed house here at Coughlin High School. On your left, Bruce Leib, head coach at Hazleton area, and on your right, John Quinn, veteran coach here at Coughlin. Father, longtime coach in this area as well, and coaching is something that in his family, of course, in the Wilkes-Barre area, his name very big in this area.
No question. Connie and John himself, 27 years at Coughlin, has done an outstanding job with the program. And Bruce and John are no strangers. These matchups over the years have been titanic struggles, buzzer beaters, overtime games. And even though tonight's game has no consequence for the first half championship, you know it's going to be an excellent ball game and a hard-fought ball game at that.
Tom Kosen and Bill Ostrowski are your officials. And Coughlin has won the tip, Roman McLaughlin. And here is Boylan. John, oh, great feed inside and wide open is Karofsky.
That's a real good look inside by Boylan. We said he could create off the dribble, and he found an open Karofsky for the basket to open the ball game.
2-0 early. Anthony Mariano, Michael Barletta. Veet and now Mariano again. You heard John Quinn say it earlier in this ball game. The turnover, Hazelton area turns it over. Hazelton area will be deliberate. A lot of passes. Coughlin's team.
And of course, Coughlin sets up in their own matchup zone, which they do a very good job. So it's two teams playing both similar defenses, the matchup zone.
Roman McLaughlin with the basketball. Boylan, baseline. Oh, nice pass inside, feeding it to Scott Napori. Scott will go to the line.
Again, that time you talk about Boylan creating something off the dribble on the baseline. The defense came to help. Here he comes right now. Watch him take the baseline. Defense comes to help. He finds Napori, and Scott goes up and gets fouled.
Foul on Matt Tucker. Apparently we've made an impression with some of the fans here. And you know what? They're either yelling my name or your name. And they're not yelling anybody else's name. Both free throws are good. 4-0 Crusaders. Good start for Coughlin. Corner Barletta, long three, in and out. Tucker with the rebound. Royan, no. Loose ball. It's going to stay Hazelton area basketball. 6:37 left. 4-0 early. Coughlin.
They got two good looks. Barletta got a good look, and Bobby Broyan, the freshman, got a good look. And right now it didn't go down, but they're the kind of shots they're going to have to make this evening against the matchup zone.
Into Tucker, and a steal. Turnover, A.J. Karofsky turned the ball over. And so Hazelton area is going to have it with 6:32 left in the first period. John Quinn, his Crusaders, and that's a turnover for Hazelton area. So a potpourri of turnovers here in the first period early.
Uncharacteristic of Hazelton, but Coughlin is showing a full court man-to-man pressure. And that time Tucker got stuck with the ball for 5 seconds as nobody came to the ball.
Quickly inside, and 2 more points for Coughlin. John Boylan. Great start for Coughlin. Barletta. Mariano. That's Veet. Now Broyan in the lane, and we're going to have a whistle. Foul going to be called against the Crusaders.
We talked about that last week, Connie. One of the keys to the matchup zone to break it down is dribble penetration. There's the quick feed to Boylan right on the inbounds play for 2. Here comes Broyan off the dribble penetration against the zone, and he gets fouled.
A.J. Karofsky picked up the personal. This Coughlin squad has won 7 games in the conference by an average of 18 a game. Of course, that Berwick game was their tightest of the year. Tucker could not control a loose ball. Scott Napori does control. McLaughlin up court. Try to feed it inside to Jeff Mills, and it is turned over. Excuse me, it's going to be Coughlin possession still underneath their own bucket. John Quinn wanted a foul.
And Coughlin, a team that likes transition, averaging 74 points per game, in the contrast of Hazelton, the best defensive team, giving up 39.9 per game.
Coughlin. Difficult shot there by John Boylan, a miss, and Mariano wanted to push. The Hazelton area will set their offense now. Tucker was open for a second in the corner. Now open Jonathan Veet, first bucket for Hazelton area near the 5-minute mark.
Nice penetration by Barletta to pass to Veet, and Veet's coming off a couple of good ball games against Pittston area and of course against Bishop Homa when we saw him that night.
Veet's averaging a little bit over 7 a game. McLaughlin, that's a 3, no. Rebounded Matt Tucker. Barletta, block going to be called against Coughlin.
That time, Connie, when Hazelton pushed the ball, they look for a little transition. You know, sometimes when you don't think teams are going to do particular things, sometimes they do, and Bruce has them push the ball early.
Here's Veet.
Nice pass by Barletta, created by the dribble penetration. And that's the way to break down the zone. Veet was wide open at the foul line, and he stuck the jumper.
So, as Bruce Live peers on, first free throw for Michael Barletta is good. Michael, about a 67% free throw shooter. Lead cut in half, and now it's down to 2. Cougars 11-4, Crusaders 11-3. And again, this is the final evening of the first half of the Wyoming Valley Conference. This game in the standings is meaningless. Coughlin has won the first half title. So regardless of the outcome in this ball game, the Crusaders will win the first half championship. John Boylan. Kicked back out. Borowski had an open look, missed it though. Boylan battled with Tucker, and the 6'7" senior grabs the rebound for Hazelton area. .6'7" against 5'11". My money's on the taller player 100 times out of 100. There's Tucker's turnaround, short, rebounded, pulled under by Veet, who scores. Jonathan Veet with 4, and we're tied at 6.
And once again, Veet makes his presence known on the offensive board. He's just about 6'1", but he's strong, he can jump, and he's always around that basketball, Conio.
Boylan, baseline, nice move, off glass and in. Got a chance earlier to meet his mom and some of the other Coughlin parents, some very nice folks here in Wilkes-Barre. In the lane, Veet, Jonathan Veet, averages a little bit over 7. He's already got 6 in this period.
And he's carrying the load this far in the first quarter. They're finding him in the middle of that zone.
Boylan, he'll take that 3. No, loose ball picked up by Napori, but it's turned over, and here is Nathan Mariano. Nathan Mariano inside, trying to get it to Tucker, and it's stolen away. Scott Napori had some trouble with it near midcourt, and now Boylan. .239 and counting in the first. Tied at 8 between Hazelton area and Coughlin. John Boylan tried to feed it inside. Nathan Mariano plays the role of pickpocketer.
Just try to force that one in the Mills. There was no opening right there.
Veet open again. He missed that one though. Scott Napori comes down with the basketball. Napori in the lane. No, rimmed out. That try was also missed by Mills. And the rebound is pulled down by Jonathan Veet, and Veet traveled with the basketball.
Not a very popular call, by the way, as far as the Hastings fans are concerned, but the referee was right on top of that, and it was a walk. Boylan will take it out of bounds for Coughlin, and right now there's been some bad decisions the last couple times down the floor and some quick shots.
Boylan double teamed. Now he'll pull out of there. You see the field goals, and really that statistic pretty even so far early. Baseline, Napori missed. Out of bounds, Coughlin possession. Under 2 minutes now in the first. still tied at 8.
Now Corey at 6'2", trying to shoot the ball over Tucker at 6'7". He had a good shot on the baseline, but that 5-inch differential makes it tough to shoot over.
Open inside, Roman McLaughlin. Roman, a little bit over 17 a game. 10-8. Coughlin.
Still a full court pressure. Hazelton breaks it in the middle to Matt Tucker.
Tucker. Stripped away by Boylan. Outstanding defensive play by John Boylan, the captain. Boylan fouled. Almost a three-point play that some of the Hazelton fans wanted steps, but instead, John Boylan's going to go to the line and shoot a couple. Got the quick hands. Tucker had the ball on the inside. Hazelton has begun to find the openings against the matchup on the foul line area. That particular time, Tucker had a good opportunity, but the quick hands of Boylan that Bruce Live talked about, he just stripped them and was off to the races. John missed the first. John, by the way, has gone over the 1,000-point barrier.
And normally an excellent free throw shooter.
Second one is good.
Coughlin back to the full court pressure. Broken pretty easily by Mariano.
3-point lead. Three is buried by Bobby Broyan. The freshman ties it up at 11.
That time, Connie off the secondary break. Broyan went to the corner, came right back up the pipe off a double screen. They set that up real nicely for the three-pointer. That's a set play off the secondary break, and Broyan just stuck it right there.
Coach's son, Chris Live, checks into the ball game. As we trickle down to the 1-minute mark here in the first, tied at 11. Everything we expected in this ball game, and a little bit more. Going to have an offensive foul against Coughlin.
That time the matchup on the inside, interesting. Jonathan Veet at 6'1", about 170, against Jeff Mills, 6'6", 275.
Jeff Mills pushed off. John Quinn did not like the call, and coming into the ball game, Marvin Jama. Jeff Mills, 2 personals as we're at the 44-second mark here in the first period. Mills, the only player in any kind of foul trouble, and Hazelton area looks like they're going to pull out and hold for one shot. Down to 20. Chris Live to Michael Barletta, back over to Live with 9. Chris Live trying to get it inside. Boylan came up with it with 1 second. O'Connor, if it goes, no good. We've played one from Coughlin, tied at 11. With Connie Cianci, I'm Connie Costanzo. Wyoming Valley Conference Division I. Final game of the first half. Coughlin and Hazelton area. Connie Cianci were tied at 11 after 1.
Well, right now I think that both teams are playing aggressive. Both teams had shot opportunities, not capitalized. Some foul difficulty now for Coughlin. Is Jeff Mills at 6'6", 275, replaced by Jama at 6'1". So in terms of height, it's a 5-inch differential. Mills is their big guy on the board. He's a good athlete, very agile. They've lost their top rebounder right now for a spell, Conio.
We'll see when John Quinn decides to put Mills back into the ball game. Veet in and out. Roman McLaughlin tears down the board.
Veet had a good look out of the corner, the kind of shot that he's made. That thing was just in and out.
Baseline Napori had it blocked, but Matt Tucker will pick up his second personal.
I think that time Coughlin showed the good patience, moved the basketball. There it is on the baseline. Nice pass by McLaughlin on the baseline of Napori. You notice he made that nice side bounce pass. You pass the ball away from the defense. That's what he did. That's good, sound, fundamental basketball.
Napori who scored the big bucket against Berwick at that end of the floor to give them a tremendous win. Coughlin was down 2. He hit a 3 as the horn sounded. Second foul shot is no good. McLaughlin got the board and got hacked, and he'll go to the line.
That's one thing as a coach, Connie, you kind of harp on at practice. Let's box out on the foul line. We can't be given second shot opportunities, and that's exactly what happened there. McLaughlin's got a good size at 6'2", and he was right there, just out-scrapped him for the ball.
And that is the third person on Matt Tucker. He has to come out. You saw Lenny Leshko check into the ball game as Roman McLaughlin now has missed his first.
Well, you've got both teams' top rebounders on the bench. Substitutes coming in. They're going to have to get the job done, but that's what the team's all about. You've got to play with your better players on the bench once in a while.
Second free throw is good. 2-point advantage for Coughlin. Nathan Mariano.
Coughlin stays in that matchup zone. They have it extended very well.
Now Barletta. Mariano picked up his dribble. And a turnover. Here comes John Boylan. Boylan will kick back out. Now Corey, nice feed inside to Jama, who got the bucket.
Jama makes the good pump fake, gets the defense up in the air, and makes the shot off a nice feed by Scott Knapp Corey.
Jama's first 2. 4-point advantage for Coughlin. Mariano out to Barletta. That's a 3. No. Rebounded by, stays in bounds, and Bryan comes up with it, and a whistle is going to be called, and I think they're going to get Michael Barletta for a reach in. Let's take a look at that last bucket by Marvin Jama.
Nice pass by Knapp Corey. Watch the pump fake, gets the defense up in the air, comes on the other side of the basket, and reverse layup. Nice job, nice offense by Jama. There's your battle for the rebound. Nice hustle by 55 from Hazleton.
Lenny Leshko. However, the foul called. That ball is going to be thrown out of bounds, and it's going to be Coughlin basketball. That foul was against Michael Barletta a few moments ago as John Quinn looking on McLaughlin's 3, drilled it. Roman now with 6.
Averaging 17 points a game. You know he can put the ball in the basket. Yep. He got a good look at the 3, and he knocked it right down.
Well, this Crusader team's got a couple guys like that, and really historically, John Quinn has had some great scorers on this team throughout his years at Coughlin High School. Beat is posting up. Barletta can't get it to him, though. Good defense by Marvin Jama. Barletta now will drive, had it blocked from behind by McLaughlin, but I think some body contact in front.
Barletta makes a nice move on the baseline. Jama steps over to help, but it's a little bit too late as Barletta took it strong to the basket.
McLaughlin's 3 ball.
There's Roman's 3, just steps up with a lot of confidence. Nothing but net.
And the foul as Barletta went to the line. Jama picked up the personal.
Got a nice touch, Connie, on that foul shot. Good rotation, good follow through, and you can see why he's a pretty good foul shooter.
Drilled them both. We're trickling down to the 5-minute mark with Connie Ocianci and the award-winning WYLN crew. I'm Connie Costanzo. 18-13. Coughlin with the lead. Open 3, Karofsky in and out. Loose ball, and coming up with it is Barletta. Barletta, great bounce pass finding Bryan, who could not finish. And here comes Boylan for Coughlin. This is a tempo that is definitely favoring Coughlin. Inside reverse layup. Now Corey could not hit it, but Boylan could.
Coughlin doing a good job of banging those offensive boards, picked up 3 shot opportunities, but without Tucker in the middle, they're a much smaller team, Hazelton, and they're susceptible to that kind of rebounding by the Coughlin Crusaders.
Packed house here in Wilkes-Barre. Mariano stopped his dribble, brought it back out to Broyan, now back to Nathan Mariano. Inside, Lesko is open. Body contact. Napori will pick up the personal.
The high-low game, that time Beat on the high post, Lesko on the low. They found Beat on the high, made a nice, but here it comes. High-low game, excellent bounce pass. That's good basketball. Textbook high-low game, and the foul by Lesko going to the basket. And Lesko will shoot 2, and he's big and strong on the inside.
Sitting down Napori.
Looks like Brent Teeters in the ball game for Hazelton. Lenny Lesko's on the line.
Lesko got the first to go. Senior, 6'4".
He'll bang on the boards for. He's tough on the inside, and if he gets around the basket, he could be a problem.
Second free throw rims in. The lead is 5 for Coughlin as we're under 4 minutes to go in the second. John Boylan. Open McLaughlin, in, out, and back in, and that's a 3 ball for Roman.
Nice ball reversal. Zarowski back to McLaughlin for the open 3. He gets that kind of shot, he's going to be tough.
He will not miss a lot of those shots. No doubt about that. Barletta, give him an inch and he'll take it. Missed it though, rimmed out. Loose ball picked up by Teeters, who gets hacked. And Brent is going to the charity stripe.
Now, we talked a lot about Barletta on the pregame, Connie, the way he can take the ball off that dribble drive and create something. And he took that strong to the basket. He's been right around that rim, and nothing has fallen for Barletta so far.
Joe Bachkowski, who came into the ballgame, picked up the personal. And so to the line, Brent Teeters. Brent averaging about 4.2 points per contest. Second one no good. Lesko, the board and the bucket.
That's just a real aggressive effort by Lenny Lesko, just going hard to the glass and putting back up for 2. That's a nice play right there. It's a big play for Hazelton at this part of the game.
23-18, 5-point advantage. McLaughlin. See the time remaining here in the second. John Boylan will slow things down. Boylan came into this contest with 14 3 balls. That's a 3 that is missed. Second shot also off the rebound is no good, and here comes Michael Barletta.
2 good looks that time by Canio. Nothing fell. Nap Corey had the wide open 3, and McLaughlin on the second shot, about a 7-footer that just wouldn't drop for him.
Mariano, no. Nap Corey, the rebound. Scott will bring it up. McLaughlin, now corner Napori. Swung around McLaughlin. And back to Boylan. Under 2 minutes now. Boylan kicked back out. McLaughlin will feed Boylan inside. Nice pass, and the senior John Boylan now with 9.
Boylan just gave it to McLaughlin, a simple give-and-go cut back to Boylan for 2. Just nice, simple basketball right there by Coughlin. Nothing really fancy.
Crusaders undefeated in the first half play for the Wyoming Valley Conference Division I. 3 for Teeters. Short. Rebounded by Napori. Scott Napori. Nice when your forward can bring the ball up court. Pass inside to Scott, and he'll go to the line. A look at John Boylan, his last bucket.
Just a simple cut to the basket. McLaughlin makes the dribble penetration. Boylan cutting to the basket, wide open against the zone, and just a real easy three-footer for John.
And the last foul.
There's Napori again going strong to the basket. Inside, outside for Scott. He can do it both places.
The 6'2 junior hits the first. John Quinn, veteran Coughlin coach. Napori is now 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. So critical that you hit your free throws in a game like this. Turnover, McLaughlin. Feeding inside, Boylan. Change that shot midair.
Quick steal off the press.
Leschko. Glass and good. Lenny Leschko now with 6 points for Hazleton area. It's a 9-point advantage for Coughlin. Boylan. That's an open 3. Drilled by Roman McLaughlin.
That time the penetration by Boylan, the kick to McLaughlin for the 3, his kind of shot, and you saw the results, Conio.
A great first period, first half for the Coughlin Crusaders, who will go into the locker room leading by 12. Welcome back to Wilkes-Barre. We are at Coughlin High School. It is a 12-point advantage for the home squad, the Coughlin Crusaders, leading the Hazleton area Cougars. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Canio Costanzo. Well, Canio Cianci, you take a look at this Hazleton area team, and right now, the one thing that sticks out that has hurt Hazleton area so far, Matt Tucker with 3 personal fouls. He really wasn't able to play parts of the second period. What do they need to do to get back into this ball game in the third and fourth period?
Well, first of all, when your 6'7" senior is on the bench, obviously it's going to hurt the entire play of the team. But basically, you don't see a Hazleton team with those kind of turnovers in the first half of ball game. I thought Coughlin did a nice job with the press. They got some steals. They created some offense from the defense. They're a tempo-type team. They average 74 a game. If you give them those kind of transition opportunities, they're going to be tough. In the half-court offense, I thought Hazleton had good shot opportunities, not able to knock them down. I think in the second half, they get back to just the basic game plan of hitting the open jumper, hitting the open man, and really doing a better job of taking care of the basketball better. I'm sure Bruce is harping on, let's take care of the basketball better. It's not the kind of basketball we play.
If you're John Quinn, you've got to be very happy with what you've seen so far in the first period of play. John Boylan, Roman McLaughlin, both over 10 points in the first half. Those players really coming up with offensive plays, but you know, they're doing it defensively as well.
No question, Connie. I thought the impressive thing about Coughlin the first half, the press caused some problems. They got quick hands. People like Johnny Boylan with the quick hands, and they move pretty well. And obviously, in the half-court offense, they did a real good job of dribble penetration, reverse the ball, and every time Roman McLaughlin had a good look, he seemed to knock it down. But they're doing the kind of things against the matchup zone that you have to do. You've got to dribble penetrate, you've got to create some seams, you've got to reverse the basketball, and then you've got to be able to hit the open man. They've done it real well. Boylan the catalyst, McLaughlin and Napori on the outside, and they played without their big guy Jeff Mills on the inside, as Coach Quinn opted not to put him back in with 2 fouls. I thought it was a good move. Now they've got him in the second half. He's got 3 to waste. If he had 3 coming into the third quarter, you just don't play as aggressive. Now Jeff Mills can turn it loose in the second half.
Well, one key for John Quinn's squad, obviously, has been the play of John Boylan. John with 11 points in the first half.
That looks like a jumper by McLaughlin, a wide open jumper. Got the feed. Again, here comes Napori, and a nice bounce pass. Watch Jama with the head fake. Come to the opposite side of the basket. Nice pump again, reverse layup. That's just good, sound offensive basketball.
Back here in Wilkes-Barre, we are at halftime, and right now the Crusaders leading the Hazleton area Cougars 32-20. We're going to take a look at Jim Shepard's stats in just a few seconds, but Connie Ocianci, Coughlin's done a much better job with the basketball than Hazleton area has. The turnover margin is definitely in Coughlin's favor.
Well, Hazleton, a team that prides itself on handling the basketball extremely well. 7 turnovers in the first half. Bruce can't like that. They've got to cut those down in the second half, but that's the one stat that kind of sticks out. The shooting hasn't been good. 36% from 2. 23, as you like to say, from 3-ball land. You couple that with 7 turnovers, that's why it's a 12-point game.
Okay, let's take a look at the councilman's statistics for the first half.
Well, you notice right there, Connie, we talked about it. We've got 7 turnovers for Hazleton, 20% from 3-point land, 36 from 2. Reverse that, Coughlin High School, 53% from 2-point land and 43% from 3-point land, and just 2 turnovers in the first half. And I think that's the story right now. They're up 12 because they've done a better job in every phase of the game so far in the first half.
And another reason why they've got the lead, one of the best players in the conference, John Boylan. His team is up by 12. That's the matchups coming up this week. Carbondale Valley View, Nanticoke, Hazleton area. Then next Tuesday night, Hazleton area and Valley West here on WYLN. And we are in Wilkes-Barre. Live coverage of this Wyoming Valley Conference Division I clash between the Crusaders and the Cougars, and the Crusaders have turned it over immediately. Barletta, foul, and it's going to be on John Boylan.
That first Coughlin possession, Connie, McLaughlin on the baseline, tried to bounce the ball to Mills cutting down the lane, just threw it away. So that's 1 turnover to start for Coughlin. That's not the way Johnny Quinn, I think, would like to start the half.
John's rolling up the sleeves. Alley-oop, Tucker caught it. I don't know how he did that, and then he laid it up and in. I think it was a better play for him to catch the ball than just put it in the hole.
Well, he's left-handed. He tried to go up with the one hand, his left hand, and score with one hand, but got it back, and that's a good way to open up for Hazel. They've got to start quick in this third quarter.
And again, Tucker is playing with 3 personal fouls. So let's see if Coughlin decides to go inside and test the senior center. The 3 short, it will go out of bounds. It was actually touched by Scott Napori as he was trying to save it in bounds. Nevertheless, it's Hazleton area's basketball.
I think Coughlin would want to be more patient on offense, Connie. You can't come down 1 pass, 2 pass jumpers. That's a good way for Hazel to come back in the ballgame. You've got to show the patience that you showed in the first half of the ballgame.
32-22. 10-point advantage for the Crusaders, who again have won the first half title. Tough shot that time for Michael Barletta, and for Michael, his first field goal of the game.
They found Barletta flashing to the basket, right across the foul line, found him. Good looking shot and good fundamental play.
Napori inside, oh, nice feed inside, finding Roman McLaughlin. Great pass.
Coughlin answers, and they've got to be able to trade some baskets here. Can't afford to have Hazleton get off the mark in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game.
Turnover, loose ball, Hazleton area's got it. Here comes Barletta. Out to Mariano. Beat. Cut off from the baseline. Mariano now. He'll skip over to Broyan, and now Mariano, a 3, no. And Napori will let it go out of bounds.
That time Hazleton showed good patience, Connie, and moved the basketball. Got the kind of shot they wanted, it just didn't fall. But they're a good half-court team. They show the patience, the kind of patience you need. They've got to knock down those open shots to get back in this ballgame.
John Boylan. Triple team will get it inside to Mills. Shot no good, and here comes Hazleton area. Ball was tipped out of bounds by John Boylan. 5:33 remaining. John Quinn's team leading Hazleton area 34-24. Michael Barletta past the timeline. Conio, it's a game that Coughlin has really dominated and led throughout. Hazleton area trying to creep back into this one. Troyan's three, no good. Loose basketball on the floor. Who's got it? The Crusaders have got it. Coming out of there, McLaughlin. Snap Corey, and a blocking foul is going to be called against Nathan Mariano.
Connie, if they're going to get back in the game, Hazel has to get it done with number 33. It starts with Matt Tucker, and he's got to be very aggressive. Here's Nap Corey taking the strong. Mariano just got there a little bit late. It's a charge. It's a good call by the official. I'm sorry, it's a block. It's a good call by the official.
Bill Ostrowski, Tom Posen. This is not an easy game to officiate.
And they're doing a very nice job,
they are,
by the way.
John Boylan, that's a three. No. Offensive board, Nap Corey, who missed it. And a reach-in foul is going to be called against Jeff Mills, and now Jeff has picked up his third.
Well, Boylan got a good look. The rebound came off to the right. Nap Corey in good position, strong on the offensive rebound. Just couldn't knock it down, and big Jeff Mills picks up his third.
There is a look at Matt Tucker.
Once again, Coughlin comes up the floor with the full court pressure. Broken pretty easily.
A look inside on
Nap Corey, good offensive board. Goes up strong. And there's where Mills fouls Tucker.
And Tucker off glass and in. Matt now has four, all of them in this period. 34-26. Cougars trying to creep within 6. Boylan. So dangerous with the basketball. Roman McLaughlin. We're trickling down to the 4:10 mark in the third. Happy you could join us here on WYLN. McLaughlin. Nap Corey will go to the lane. Passed it inside Jama, and a whistle, and it's going to be a hold against Hazleton area.
Nap Corey trying to take it right to the basket. It's got Nap Corey on the dribble drive, and there's a foul call right there. But that's the way you got to attack it. You've got to take it to the basket. Here he comes. There's a reach-in foul. That foul is on Chris Leib, the freshman.
Leib's first. Open inside Nap Corey for 2.
Nice inbounds play. Connie Nap Corey with the left hand. It's a real nice execution on the out-of-bounds play. That's a big basket at this juncture for Coughlin. Gets him back to double digits.
And the other thing it does is that if Hazleton area had scored, they would have made it a 6-point lead. Instead, really a 4-point turnaround here. Crusaders up double digits. Tucker. Matt Tucker is feeling it now. He's got 6 in this period, 6 overall.
That's where the opening was, in the middle of that zone. They're starting to find him, and I think Coughlin's got to do a much better job on that interior defense right now. They can't give Tucker the basketball that easily in those positions.
That's where John Beat was hitting some shots earlier. John Boylan missed off glass, but Boylan stole it. Oh, great feed to find A.J. Karofsky.
The quick hands of senior John Boylan. We talked about that, and I'll tell you right now, he's active defensively. He's a good offensive player. That's why he's one of the best guards in the area.
A timeout is called, 20-second timeout called by Bruce Leib's squad. So a 20-second timeout called. Scott Nap Corey. A look at his last couple of points.
There's the out-of-bounds play. Comes back with the left hand, and real nice execution. There's Boylan. Fakes going back. Now comes towards the basketball. Good deceptive move. Passes to Zarowski. That's an important 2 points right there, Conio. You can feel Hazelton making a move, getting it down to 8. That's a big steal, big basket by Coughlin.
If you're that man, John Quinn, what are you telling your team right now? Because right now, Hazleton area has crept within 8. The lead was 12 at the intermission. They're up by 10.
Well, they've got to stay aggressive offensively. They've got to move the basketball. They've got to do the things they did in the first half. They can't play apprehensive. They've got to go to the board when the open 3 is there. But they've got to take good shots. They've got to make good decisions.
Crusaders possession, and stepping out of bounds was John Boylan.
Hazelton right now, Connie, 2 freshmen on the floor, Bobby Broyan and Chris Live. So 2 younger players on the floor, and Bruce has the confidence in those kids that have them in the ball game right now.
And they're joined by a sophomore and 2 seniors. So 3 underclassmen for Bruce Live's squad on the floor right now. Inside, Tucker gave it back out to Live. Corner, Broyan, Live again. He will reset. Fed inside and a turnover. Great defensive play by Napori, who's open down court. Crusaders did not spot him. Boylan's 3, no good, and the rebound ripped down by Barletta, and a whistle. And let's see who Bill Ostrowski's going to call, and it looks like it's going to go.
Boylan had the good look there, Connie, on that situation. The foul was on Nap Corey, number 24, but Boylan had a good look at a 3, and normally he'll knock that shot down for you.
And full court pressure put on by the Crusaders, who still lead this ball game, and they're up 10 at the 2-minute mark here in the third. Welcome those of you watching in Wilkes-Barre on Service Electric. Wilkes-Barre, big thanks to those great folks for allowing those of you in Wilkes-Barre to enjoy this high school basketball game. Long 3, Live, yes. Chris Live's first points of the evening.
That's the freshman. He's got the confidence. We saw him in the JV game. He knows he can play. We know he can play. That's a big shot for them right there.
Oh, yeah.
A freshman.
And now a foul going to be called against Chris Live. The 1:30 mark in the third. And Bruce Live not happy with that call. Here's the last 3 ball.
Spots up, does Live. Nice follow through on the jumper. Big shot, gets it from double digits to 7. That's a big shot at the 1:30 mark in the third quarter.
38-31. Boylan in the lane. Difficult shot there, no good. Jama tried it. That no good. The rebound comes down to Barletta's hands. Broyan, Tucker. Open. Barletta, who gets fouled. And they're going to call it on Marvin Jama.
It's really been a while, Connie, since Coughlin has scored in the half-court set. They really have not made a bucket. The out-of-bounds play by Nap Corey. There's Barletta going strong to the basket. There's Jama, goes up. And he gets him on the right arm, and he's going to shoot 2, and opportunity to get it down to 5.
Lenny Leschko will come into the ball game. And Matt Tucker, again, playing with 3 fouls. Jeff Mills is the other player who's in foul trouble in this ball game. The Coughlin Jr. has 3 fouls as well. First one is good by Barletta. Here comes the second attempt. That's good as well. So, Michael, 6 for 6 from the charity stripe.
And they've got it down to 5, right exactly where they would like it at this juncture of the game. Coughlin needs a basket right now to change that momentum.
Especially, as you mentioned, half-court bucket would be real nice. Chris Live all over John Boylan. With 35 seconds left, Coughlin may hold for one last shot.
They're going to look for one right here. It's a good move. You're either going to be up 7 or 8, or you're going to be up 5. And that's a good move by Johnny Quinn to keep the basketball out and put it in the hands of number 5 when it counts.
By the way, I want to thank the folks here at Coughlin High School, Annette Barbini, and all the great folks here in Wilkes-Barre who have been very cooperative this evening. McLaughlin gave that off. Napori, no. Napori got the board, though. The rebound, no. Live with it. 1 second left. That's it. Hazleton area creeping back into this one. They're only down 5. You see the scoring by quarters, and Hazleton area outscored the Crusaders by 7, Connie Yancey, in the third period, and John Quinn's team is now up 38-33.
Well, Bruce has to be happy now being only down 5. It's a nice workable margin. The third quarter was key. They come out down 12. They outscored them 13-6, a 5-point game, and I think we're in for a heck of a game.
The second period was owned by Coughlin. The third, Hazleton area. I think it's fair to say whoever wins the fourth is going to win tonight's game. Almost a turnover. Live still has it, though. Broyan. Live now. Corner, Bobby Broyan. 3, no. Rebounded Beat in the lane, yes. Jonathan Beat.
And that's where he does his best work on the inside. He's very aggressive on the offensive board. Sophomore picks up a big bucket right there.
3-point lead. Borowski. It'll stay Coughlin basketball as Jeff Mills is going to come back into the ball game. Here's Beat's bucket.
Off the offensive board. Takes it between two defenders. About a 5-footer, nice touch on it, and right down the bottom of the well. So it's a 3-pointer, and Coughlin needs something to happen right here for him right now.
Yeah, they're only up by 3. The lead was 12 at intermission. Borowski, Boylan had the bunny, pulled it back out. That's McLaughlin. 3 no good. Chris Live got the board. And the freshman Chris Live, guarded by Boylan. Tucker swung over Barletta. And now back inside to Tucker. No! Oh, the rim unkind for Matt Tucker.
In and out. Good opportunity. Good short shot.
Boylan, he missed that shot. Tipped around. Who's going to have it? Hazleton area will, and a whistle's going to be called on Roman McLaughlin.
Tucker had a short jumper. Canio wouldn't fall. Boylan comes back down. 5 to 7 foot jumper doesn't fall, and that's a rebounding foul on Coughlin. And 2 good opportunities by both ball clubs, and neither one went down. Hazleton takes the ball out of bounds and just down 3.
Nathan Mariano, who just came into the ball game, is inbounding the ball. 6:26 and ticking in the fourth. 38-35. Coughlin with the lead. Mariano. Tucker. Barletta. Jonathan Beat. Beat only a sophomore. Broyan. Cougars taking their time on this possession. They want to get a good shot here. They'll get an open look there. Barletta's 3 is no good though. John Boylan will come down with the rebound.
Good open look for Mike Barletta. Tough shot from the corner, but on the rim, but nothing will fall right now for the Cougars, and Coughlin again needs a bucket right here.
Mills, double team, the big guy. Smartly giving it up there. Coughlin's trying to get the ball into McLaughlin. Now Corey, what do we have? Steps against Scott Napcori, and John Quinn doesn't agree with the call.
And again, both teams down the floor. Last couple of times, neither team could knock something down, and of course a basket by either club right now could really do some damage, and Hazleton is looking to take it down from 3-1 with the opportunity right here.
Barletta. Michael Barletta. No! Scott Napcori. Boy, we've called his name a lot this evening. A.J. Karofsky could not hang on.
Good pass by Boylan. That could have been a deuce right there, but once again, turnovers, missed opportunities.
Both teams have had the opportunity to either break it open or take a commanding lead.
And that's a big bucket right there, Connor, because that puts you up 5, and that's the kind of opportunity you need to have.
Coughlin, the slight lead on rebounds. Tucker, he can hit that. No, not this time, though. Tipped up and in, though, by Jonathan Beat.
Again, he's battling with 6'1" with the big boys on the inside, and he finds a way to get it done. It's amazing the kind of work he does on the offensive board.
38-37, Coughlin, the lead, now down to 1. Boylan, baseline, no. Tucker fighting for it, goes out of bounds, and it will stay Coughlin basketball is coming back into the ball game will be Marvin Jama. And Jeff Mills will take a seat. There's a look at Jeff. And a timeout is going to be called by Coughlin. Full timeout. We'll take a break. Back after this. Back here in Wilkes-Barre at Coughlin High School. This high school named for former superintendent who was here in this area going all the way back to the early 1900s. School's been here for a very long time. Boylan missed the shot in the lane, and Hazleton area has got the opportunity to take the lead here. Chris Live driving, whistle against A.J. Karofsky. A.J.'s second personal, and John Quinn. Ty Lewson now, his team only up by a single point.
Well, he knows he's in a nail-biter, and I think he knew that from the beginning of the game. But Boylan, again, had a good-looking shot, 5 to 7-footer, which he normally knocks down. Second half, they just have not been able to execute in the half-court offense the way Coach Quinn would have liked. It's just a complete reversal the first half, where they did a lot of good things and moved the ball. In the second half, nothing really fell for Coughlin.
A little bit of moisture on the floor. Bill Ostrowski kind enough to help out. Bill's earning his money this evening.
He and Tommy Colson doing a nice job, as we talked about tonight. And not an easy game. You got two scrappy ball clubs. You got teams banging on both boards and teams in transition. So it's tough to keep the pace up. And as a referee, you've got to be in real good condition in order to referee today's game. But both guys, I think, are doing a really commendable job tonight.
Colson now doing a little bit of house cleaning. Maybe we'll give them a call to work on our homes if they wish.
Well, talking to his wife, she says he does do a lot of that stuff at home.
Oh, really?
So he's really no stranger to this. So, father of three, Tom Colson.
Lob inside for Tucker. He couldn't control it.
Big possession here, Connie. The last couple times on the floor, Coughlin's got to get something done right here.
Now Corey to the hole. Count it, and he's going to the line.
That time they were able to get the man-to-man matchup they wanted. And Nap Corey took the ball on the dribble drive penetration. Here he comes right here. Took it strong to the basket. He was determined to make something happen. He took it strong. He gets the bucket, and he's going to shoot the free throw.
Michael Barletta picked up his second personal. Scott Nap Corey. You know as a coach just how critical, and I know we've spoke of this earlier, hit your free throws early because those points are so critical late in the game. And Nap Corey hit one there. Difficult shot there by Veet, but Jonathan forces the foul, and he will go to the charity stripe with 3:37 left in the fourth.
He does a nice job, Kanye, when he gets the ball. He takes it strong to the basket. Here he comes. He's right-handed, takes it strong, gets good elevation, and there's a foul that time, I believe, by Jama. But Veet, for a sophomore, very aggressive, very confident player. I like his game. He takes it strong to the basket. If he's 6'1", that's a lot. Bruce said he's about 6, maybe 6'1". He plays like he's about 6'3".
Jonathan now with 11. Second one, oh, no good. Scott Nap Corey, who's had a bunch of rebounds for Coughlin, pulled down another one. Borowski, guarded by Broyan. And we have a timeout called by Coughlin. Let's see if this is a full or a 20-second. It's a 20-second timeout. 3-point lead for Coughlin. 3:17 remaining. We said this earlier. This is everything we expected. When you get Coughlin and Hazleton area, and anywhere you get them, it's always going to be a great match. And with 3:17 left, it's anyone's game.
Now, Coach Quinn in the huddle, the question here is, do we try to keep the ball out with 3:17, or do we continue to attack the basket and look for good shots, short jumpers, and layups? I think with 3:17, it's a bit early to keep it out. because Hazelton has some quickness. They're not going to allow you to keep it out as long as you want. So you may see Coughlin be deliberate. They'll look for a good shot, short jumper, layup, but they're not going to take anything that John Quinn doesn't want them to take.
John Boylan. Napkori. Karofsky will drive. Mills gave that off to Napkori. Crusaders taking some clock here and taking their time. Boylan. Napkori. And Royan going to pick up a personal foul.
And you've got Hazelton Conio chasing with 4 people in the man-to-man, and the big guy Tucker staying in the middle just in case there's some penetration to the basket by Coughlin. They have 6'7" Matt Tucker there, and he's going to shut down whatever comes that way.
Coughlin possession near midcourt, 2:36 remaining, 41-38. The Crusaders with the lead, trying to go undefeated in the conference for the first half. And a whistle going to be called, and I think they're going to get Nathan Mariano.
That time Coughlin set up what you call a 4 low. 4 people along the baseline, John Boylan on top. They're saying, John, you've got the basketball, son. You take it to the basket, create something. He created a foul. There he comes right there. Behind the back dribble, Mariano gets a piece of him. And the next free throw, Connie, will be 1-1 for the Coughlin Crusaders.
Said it earlier, good things happen when Boylan's got the basketball. Mills blocked. Napkori, that's also blocked, and Hazelton area brings it down. Mariano. Big series there, bigger series down this other end. Under 2 minutes now. 41-38. Glad you could join us here on WYLN.
Hazelton nice and patient now, Connie. They may be able to spot up Royan for a 3, although they don't need a 3 at this juncture, just a good 2 and some solid defense.
Mariano, that's a 3, yes! First point of the game for Nathan Mariano. And now we're tied. And all of a sudden, the Hazelton area fans who have traveled down 81 making a little bit of noise here in Wilkes-Barre. Boylan. Mills. Karofsky. And now Boylan. John Quinn is signaling a timeout. His team doesn't see it. Finally, a timeout is given. Timeout called by John Quinn's squad. With 1:06 remaining, it's a 20-second timeout. So the Crusaders are out of 20-second timeouts, and here is a look at those last blocks.
Key sequence here. Mills goes up, blocked. Napkori gets the rebound, back up, and blocked again. And who blocked it? Jonathan Veet. 2 key blocks. There's Mariano with some good patience by the Hazelton offense. Knocks down the 3 when you've got to knock it down. And they worked, and they patiently worked in a half-court set. They showed the poise, they showed the patience. He knocks down the 3, and it's a tie ball game. And right now, if you're Johnny Quinn, you put the ball in the hands of number 5 if you can, and let him go to work.
Young man looking on. Wide-eyed, as are we.
Well, we talked about a buzzer beater. We talked about something frantic at the end, and we're going to get it right here.
Again, next foul against Hazelton area will put Coughlin on the line. Under a minute to go. Boylan shakes and bakes and finds Napkori. Blocked, however. You saw the timeout situation. Tucker's 3. Oh, no good. Beat battling the board, got it. And a foul is going to be called against the Crusaders. Scott Napkori will pick up the personal foul.
Once again, there's Jonathan Veet in the right place. Conio gets the offensive rebound and the foul right there, and he goes to the line with a chance to put his team up for the first time in probably a long time. Or have they been ahead at all night?
I don't believe Hazleton area has led in this ball game at all. Here is Veet, 1 of 2 from the line this evening. The 1-and-1 first is good. Jim Shepard telling us indeed that is the case. Second free throw is good. Timeout situation, Crusaders have 2 full ones. 37 seconds. John Boylan, best player in the league? A lot of people think so. He's got the basketball now. Boylan, Karofsky, 20 seconds now. McLaughlin, Napkori, out of bounds. It'll stay Coughlin basketball with 14 seconds left. And a timeout's going to be called by Coughlin. 14 seconds left, 2-point lead. The Coughlin Crusaders took that timeout. They have 1 full timeout remaining in this ball game.
And you may see it again, Kanye. You may see the 4-low set, 4 guys along the baseline. Give it to Boylan. Let him take it to the basket. Try to create his own shot. You know, he may get fouled. You know, it may be a 3-point play, but I think he's your guy, and he's your key player. And you may see him taking the ball to the basket in the last 14 seconds.
And you see Coughlin now only 1 full timeout left. Hazleton area has 3 fulls and 1:20. So right now a turnover here, and if Hazleton area wants to, they can call a timeout to set a play up, or they could just force Coughlin to foul with 14 ticks.
Well, if Coughlin misses, you know they're going to foul, and that's key. They've got to score right now, and they got to take it to the basket quick. They can't afford to waste a lot of time just in case they do miss. But I would look for Boylan to handle the basketball and maybe take it down the pipe and try to create something.
You know, I've got a funny feeling that regardless of what happens, whoever wins this ball game, Division I of the Wyoming Valley Conference could come down to these 2 teams again. Of course, teams like Valley West and Nanticoke area might have something to say about that. We'll see when the second half begins Saturday night. You know Boylan's going to have his hands on the basketball. He does now. Clock down to 10. John Boylan. Napkori. McLaughlin in the lane. No! Hazleton area comes all the way back and knocks off the Crusaders in Wilkes-Barre. What an outstanding win for Bruce Leib's team.
A nice comeback, down 12 at halftime, Conio. They knocked it down to 5 at the 3rd quarter. Made some key jumpers. The big jumper, I thought, was Nathan Mariano's 3 to put the game in a tie. And from there, Jonathan beats 2 free throws, and Coughlin High School goes down 43-41. Excellent ball game, Conio.
And we are back here in Wilkes-Barre. Again, our final score, 43-41. The first half of the Wyoming Valley Conference play has wrapped up this evening, and the Coughlin Crusaders had a big lead at halftime. They will drop this ball game to Hazleton area by that 2-point margin. We're going to pause here, take a quick break, and when we come back, Bruce Leib, the Hazleton area boys basketball coach, will join us. More from Wilkes-Barre after this. And welcome back again. The final score, 43-41. Hazleton area victorious, and joining us, the coach of the Hazleton area Cougars, Bruce Leib. Tremendous game. You're down 12 at halftime. Want to ask you first, what did you tell your team in the locker room?
Well, you know, quite frankly, tonight I was a little, as coach knows, you know, I was a little upset tonight. You go in and we're allowing McLaughlin, who's a great shooter, to step into his jump shot. We worked on that whenever we talk about Coughlin. He had 3 real good looks. I wasn't really happy with the defense. They scored 32 points. That's not our game. We had Matt Tucker in foul trouble. He did not play the second quarter. Had to keep him out. He had 3. So I wasn't that displeased with the 20 points as much as I was giving McLaughlin. I mean, Boylan got some offensive boards. He's a tough kid. He's a real good player, but I thought McLaughlin had free looks, and we really talked a lot about the defense.
Bruce, I thought in the second half, the matchup zone extended, more pressure. You were able to cut down areas of penetration and shot opportunities that Coughlin got in the first half. So obviously that was an adjustment at halftime. The extension of the defense, more pressure, and really cutting down on dribble penetration areas and open looks.
Definitely, Coach. We really wanted to pressure Boylan the whole night. He's such a good player, and make him tired. And we did that with Nathan and with Chris Leib. Tried to get him in his face, so he had to work. They didn't really want anybody else handling the ball that often, and it kind of worked into our hand in the second half.
And I said to Connie in the second half, I thought one thing offensively, even though down 12, you stayed patient the whole second half. It wasn't 1-2 passes a shot. You stayed patient, and right at the end, when you were down 3 with under 2 minutes, you set up Mariano, who made the big 3. But I thought the kids really showed some poise, staying with the offense and not really getting antsy about shooting the basketball.
That was a great 3 for Nathan. He's such a great kid, works hard. He's been struggling a little bit, and I'm the happiest guy in the world that he hit that shot, really.
The play of Jonathan Veet. Early in the ball game, he had some open looks, and he hit them. I've got him unofficially for 13 points. Tremendous evening.
Yeah, he did. He gets those long arms involved. He had a tip that was really outstanding. I thought he came out of nowhere with that long left hand and tapped one in. He hit some shots. I thought Matt Tucker really came on and played well in the fourth quarter. He did some nice things, basically in the second half. I think he ended the game with 3 fouls. So Michael Barlett always plays tough. We wanted to, get a score within transition, not necessarily on the primary break, but look for the secondary break, and I thought we did that pretty well. We were getting shots off the secondary break.
Where does your team go right now? I mean, obviously you've got Nanticoke on Saturday, but the importance of coming here to Coughlin, taking on, obviously one of the best teams in the area, and knocking off a very good squad.
Well, we came from behind. We found another way to win a basketball game, Conio, and it didn't look real good, but I told our kids at halftime after getting on them about some defensive lapses, like Coach was saying, be patient. There's 16 more minutes left in this game. We're only down 12. Let's chip away with the defense, stop them first. They had the ball to begin. I said, that's good. Let's stop them right off the bat. We did, and we got some buckets. And once we started cutting it to 8, then to 6, we were right there.
Well, Coach, congratulations. Tremendous win for your team. We'll see you Saturday night as you host the Nanticoke area Trojans.
Thank you very much. C&C, thank you. Okay.
Bruce Leib joining us right now, and some final thoughts, Conio CNC. This was a tremendous comeback for Bruce Leib's team. The Hazleton area Cougars were down by 12 at the half. They cut it to 5 going into the fourth period, and they win the ball game by 2.
Well, you talk about 2 good teams playing hard, Conio, 2 excellent coaches working real hard. Hazleton comes back from a 12-point deficit. It's 6th straight in the league. It's got to be a big momentum builder for them going into Saturday's game with a team that beat them by, I guess, about 20 points at Nanticoke. So they've got the momentum building. They're going to be a force the second half, but let's credit and let's congratulate Coughlin High School on the first half championship, and they'll be knocking down the door in the second half, and we could wind up again possibly this way at the end of the season down in Hazleton. But good ball game, the kind of game we anticipated, and I thought the kids on both sides did a great job, and it's the kind of game that you want to be here to watch as a spectator, as a commentator. Just an excellent effort by both teams.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about Coughlin. This is an outstanding team.